Okay, you guys see me? Can you hear me? All right, there we go. All right, you guys, hi. My name is Brittany Lynn. I am here for Drag Queen Story Time. We are a storytime program that was created by myself and the Philadelphia Library System. We go to all kinds of libraries, schools, museums. I work with Philadelphia Park and Rec to go to places. However, that is not the case this year. So thank you so much, 𝗬𝗏𝗡𝐻𝐶 and Stockton University and Atlantic City Foundation for having me here today. I have some fabulous stories for you guys, and we have some sing-along. We have lots of fun. So one, I'm so happy to be here with you guys today, and we're going to get right into it. So the first book that I have for you guys is called Red, and it is a story about crayons, and it's also a story about labels, which sometimes is not a good thing. So let's dive right in here. And again, this is Red, a crayon story. Now this is Red, and he was red, right? But what color is that? That's right, it is blue. So let's see what's going on with Red. Well, he was red, but he wasn't very good at it, was he? Because this fire engine should be what color? That's right, it should be red, but what color is this? Blue, very good. And Olive down here says, well, oh dear. Let's see what's going on. Now, Red's teacher thought that maybe he just needed more practice. And his teacher, Scarlett, says, I'll draw a red strawberry, and then you draw a red strawberry, and you can do this, really. But I guess he couldn't do it, really, because Scarlett draws, what color strawberries are up here? That's right, it's red or scarlet. And down here, Red is drawing what color strawberries here? Blue. And Red says like this, and Scarlett says, well, oh my, let's try again. Have you ever seen a blue strawberry? No, maybe at Trader Joe's. Well, his mother thought that maybe he needed to mix well with other colors, and his mother, Olive, says, why don't you two go out and draw a nice round orange? And she is speaking to his friend Yellow. Yellow says, we're gonna draw a really big one. And Red says a really orange one, because yellow and red should make what color? Orange, right? Very good. But they made a really big greenish one, and Yellow says, well, yuck. And Red just says, oops, but a little funny story. What color do you think that yellow and blue make? That's right, green. Well, now his grandparents thought maybe he wasn't warm enough. And Silver says, your class is making self-portraits for parents' night, so wear this warm red scarf. Maybe it'll warm him up so he could be red. And Gray says, oh, the scarf is so nice, and so you. But I guess it wasn't, because Goldie draws a gold self-portrait, Teal draws teal, Purple is doing purple, Orange does orange, and Green does green. What color is Red drawing? That's right, blue. And his grandmother Silver says, well, dear me. Everyone seemed to have something to say, because you put these crayons together in a room and they're going to talk, honey. So Amber says, sometimes I wonder if he's really red at all. Hazelnut says, don't be silly, it says so on his label. Cocoa Bean says, well, he came that way from the factory. Fuchsia says, frankly, I don't think he's very bright. Well, Fuchsia, I think, has her own issues going on. Grape says, well, I think he's lazy. Army Green says, right, he's got to press harder. Steel Gray says he has to really apply himself. Sunshine says, give him time, he will catch on. And Sea Green says, well, of course he will. But it looks like he didn't, because Green draws a green frog, Black draws a black sheep, Brown draws a brown cow, and Red tries to draw an ant. And what color is that ant? That's right, it is still blue. And he's like, oh, he's so over it. Well, now all the art supplies, they wanted to help. The masking tape thought maybe he was broken inside, and he says, well, this will help hold you together. The scissors thought maybe his label was too tight. And he says, well, one snip should do it. The sharpener thought maybe he wasn't sharp enough, and he says, stay steady now, and I'll give you a little sharp. But even with all their help and all of his hard work, what color are these hearts? That's right, they are blue. And what color are these cherries? They are blue, and these foxes are blue, and these toenails are blue. Well, he just couldn't get the hang of it, could he? Because look, his friends are coming together to make a stop sign. Green draws green, which means what? That's right, that means go. Yellow draws yellow. What does that mean? That means slow down. And then red draws what? Blue. Ugh. And that normally would mean stop. Well, one day he meets a new friend, Barry, and Barry says, will you make a blue ocean for my boat? And Red says, well, I can't, I'm red. And Barry says, well, will you try? So he did. And Barry says, oh my gosh, thank you, it's perfect. And Red says, you're welcome, it was easy. But he doesn't stop there. He makes bluebells, a bluebird, blue jeans, a blue whale, and he says, you know what? I'm blue. He was blue. And now everybody was talking, and Olive says, well, my son's brilliant. Amber says, who could have known he was blue? Hazelnut says, I always said he was a little blue. Cocoa Bean says, well, it was obvious. Barry said, his blue ocean really lifted me. Sea Green says, all of his hard work makes me happy. Brown says, his blue strawberries are my favorite. Apple Green says, well, he's so intense. Yellow says, I'm going to make a green lizard with him, a really big one. Gray says, I hear he's working on a new project. Scarlet says, he's really reaching for the sky. And he really was. The end. What a good story about labels. And sometimes things that are labeled aren't really what they are labeled. Does that make sense? I hope so. I hope you guys love that story. This next one, we're going to do, we have like a couple fun things here. And don't forget, sing along. And my puppet friends are here to help me sing some songs for you guys. So, now, we've spent a lot of time this summer. A lot of things have been happening, like politically and all this stuff, but enough of that. We're going to talk about some fabulous women, and some of them are very involved in politics, and this book is called A is for Awesome, and it is 23 iconic women that changed the world. Well, this girl says, hi, I'm Juno, and there's a whole world of inspiring sheroes out there, which are some of her favorites. Are you ready? So let's go. Well, A is for the awesome aviator Amelia Earhart, the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic. And she says, the stars seemed near enough to touch, and never before have I seen so many. B is for Beyonce, the singer, songwriter, actress, producer, and all-around queen bee. And she says, don't try to lessen yourself for the world. Let the world catch up to you. C is for the forever chic Coco Chanel designer and OG girl boss. And she says, in order to be irreplaceable, one must always be different. Thank you. D is for Dorothy Hodgkin, a crystallographer who won the Nobel Prize for succeeding in the impossible. E is for the defiant suffragette Emmeline Pankhurst, who helped women win the right to vote. We are here not because we are lawbreakers. We are here in our effort to become lawmakers. Do you know which amendment allowed women to vote? The 19th Amendment, because they were suffering until suffrage. A little Schoolhouse Rock for you guys. Look it up. F is for the flamboyant and fierce Flojo, the fastest woman of all time. And she says, when anyone tells me I can't do anything, I'm just not listening anymore. G is for the groundbreaking artist Georgia O'Keeffe, mother of the modernist art movement. And she says, to create one world at any of the arts takes courage. H is for Harriet Tubman, the brave abolitionist who helped hundreds of slaves to freedom. She says, I was a conductor of the Underground Railroad for 8 years, and I can say what most conductors can't say. I never ran my train off the track, and I never lost a passenger. I is for fashion legend Iris Epfel, who proves that your own style is the best style of all. And she says, When you don't dress like everybody else, you don't have to think like everybody else. She kind of looks like me. Hi, everybody. I'm seeing everybody chiming in. Hi, Michelle. My mom's here. She says she loves this book. Lisa says it's a wonderful book. Christina says it was a great story. We're going to go over all the stories at the end. J is for chef and author Julia Child, whose zest for French cooking inspired millions. Learn from your mistakes, be fearless, and above all, have fun. K is for Katharine Graham, the formidable first female publisher of the Washington Post. She says courage is when you have a choice and you choose to be courageous. L is for Lucille Ball, comedic genius and the first woman ever to run a major television studio. Atta girl, hon. M is for Malala. When the whole world is silent, even one voice becomes powerful. M is for Malala, whose rallying cry for equality in education was heard around the world. N is for Nina Simone, the tempestuous and talented Nina Simone, singer, songwriter, and activist. And she says, I'll tell you what freedom is to me, no fear. O is for Oprah, self-made television icon, philanthropist, role model, the list goes on. She says, I wish you curiosity and confidence, and I wish you ethics and enlightenment. I wish you guts. P is for Pat McGrath. Creativity is the most important skill. Don't be scared to experiment. She was a makeup maestro and businesswoman. Q is for Queen Elizabeth I, whose quick wit, strategy, and tenacity brought a golden age to England. And she says, well, I'm not afraid of anything. Well, excuse me. Who are you, Queen Elizabeth? R is for Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Supreme Court Justice and the Queen of Dissent. She says, fight for the things you care about, but do it in a way that will lead others to join you. S is for Sacagawea, intrepid interpreter and guide for Lewis and Clark's historic expedition. T is for rock and roll superstar Tina Turner, who holds the record for the most concert tickets sold by a single performer. And she says, I believe that you'll just stand up and go. Life will open up for you. True. U is for Ursula K. Le Guin, prolific and prize-winning science fiction author. She says, read books to find out who we are, what we ourselves are, and may become. V is for Venus, Roman goddess of love, beauty, and victory. W is for Wu Zetian, the one and only female emperor in Chinese history. And X, Y, and Z are for extraordinary you, and zillions of brilliant, brave adventures you will have. Aw, look at that. This is 23 amazing women. It's called A is for awesome, right? Okay, so I think it is time that we do a little bit of a sing-along. And I know a lot of you guys are gonna start going to school soon. And it's very important that everybody learns their ABCs and how to sing. This is Giovanni. Say hi, Giovanni. And he's going to help me do this song. So this song was made very popular by The Sound of Music. Jordan says hi. Say hi. And we're going to sing this little song, and it's going to teach you how to sing along with me. You ready, Giovanni? Okay. Well, let's start at the very beginning. A very good place to start. When you read, you begin with A, B, C. When you sing, you begin with Do, Re, Mi. Do, Re, Mi. It's just 3 words, just happen to be Do, Re, Mi. Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti. She never called me yet. She's trying to sing. It's okay. Ready? A deer, a female deer, lay a drop of golden sun. Me, a name I call myself, far a long, long way to to run. So a needle pulling thread, a note to follow slow. Tea, a drink with jam and bread, that will teach us back to go. Ready? A deer, a female deer, a drop of golden sun. A name I call myself, a long, long way to run. A needle pulling thread, a note to follow, a drink with jam and bread, that will bring us back to dawn. When you know the notes to sing, you can sing most anything. A deer, a female deer, lay a drop of golden sun. Me, a name I call myself, a long, long way to run. So, a needle pulling thread, a note to follow, so tea, a drink with jam and bread, that will bring us back to go. Oh, that was awesome. Oh, let's pause that. Yeah, okay. All right, there we go. All right, so everybody say thank you, Gianni, and we'll see you next time at story time. Okay, give me a kiss. Mwah. Thank you. Puppets are immune, don't have to wear masks, so I don't have to social distance with them. So, okay, let's continue this fun. Let me just put that away there. Okay. And we are going to continue this with a little thing, and it is called The Hips on the Drag Queen. Go swish, 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 okay? This was made by my sisters that do Drag Queen Story Hour. We're Drag Queen Story Time. Sometimes we don't do an hour. So, yeah, we're Philly. Okay, and you guys are going to, you'll sing this with me from home. Okay, ready? The hips on the drag queen go swish, 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 swish. The hips on the drag queen go swish, 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 all through the town. You follow? Okay, it's just like the wheels on the bus. The hair on the drag queen goes up, 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 up. The hair on the drag queen goes up, 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 all through the town. The shoes on the drag queen go stomp, 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 stomp. The shoes on the drag queen go stomp, 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 all through the town. The jewels on the drag queen go bling, 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 bling. The jewels on the drag queen go bling, 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 all through the town. You want to check these out? Yes. Yes. The shoulders on the drag queen go shimmy, 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 shimmy. The shoulders on the drag queen go shimmy, 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 all through the town. The cheeks on the drag queen go blush, 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 blush. The cheeks on the drag queen go blush, blush, blush. That's a lot of blush, this thing. All through the town. The fingers on the drag queen go snap, 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 snap. The fingers on the drag queen go snap, 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 all through the town. The mouth on the drag queen goes blah, blah, blah. It's short thoughts, honey. Blah, 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 blah. The mouth on the drag queen goes blah, 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 all through the town. Let's wrap it up. The dance of the drag queen goes twirl, 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 twirl. The dance of the drag queen goes twirl, 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 all through the town. That drag queen went through a lot, didn't she? But this is called The Hips on the Drag Queen. Okay. I have one more story to share with you guys, and it's very socially relevant. And this is called A Day in the Life of Marlon Bundo. And we love this story, and I always love to close out with this story. Story about love and acceptance. And this is a story about Marlon Bundo, the bunny. And he says, "Hello, my name is Marlon Bundo, and I am a bunny. I live with my mom, granddad, and grandpa in an old stuffy house on the grounds of the U.S. Naval Observatory. That's because my grandpa is the vice president. His name is Mike Pence. But this story isn't going to be about him because he isn't very fun. This story is about Marlon Bundo because he is very fun. And this is a story about his special day. Well, Marlon's very special day started like every other day. He woke up all alone. He ate a fine bunny breakfast all alone, and he watched the news all alone. You see, sometimes an old stuffy house can be very lonely. After breakfast, he hopped to the garden to look at the flowers and say hello down there to the bugs. He says, "Hello, Phil, and hello, Dennis." And that is, I don't want to reveal, that is when he saw him. He was a big, floppy, fluffy bunny with the floppiest ears and the bushiest tail. He was bunny beautiful. Marlon was standing still, but being near him made him feel like his heart was still hopping. Look how cute this hipster bunny is, right? Well, he says, "Hello, my name is Marlon, but my family calls me Botus. It's short for Bunny of the United States." And that's a long story. And the other bunny says, "Well, my name is Wesley, and my family just calls me Wesley." Well, Wesley and Marlon hopped together all around the garden. They hopped over daisies, over tiny carrots that weren't ready to grow up and be lunches, and they hopped over Phil and Dennis and knocked over their board game. Well, once they had hopped through every part of the garden, they did not want to stop hopping, so they hopped inside the old stuffy house. They hopped up and down the creaky stairs and made beautiful creaky stair music together. They hopped through the kitchen and even left some bunny footprints around that cake. They hopped through very boring meetings with very boring people, such as Vice President of the United States. Well, it was a good hop. It was the best hop. And then Marlon realized something. When he hopped with Wesley, the old stuffy house didn't feel so lonely anymore. At the end of the hop, he says, "Wesley, I don't want to hop without you ever again." And Wesley said, "That's funny, because I never want to hop without you, Marlon Bundo, ever again." And they both said, "We will get married and we will hop together forever." Well, they gathered all their friends together and they said, "Hello, everybody." They said to the animals in the garden, "Hello, Phil and Dennis the bugs, and Pumpernickel, who is a badger, and Scooter, who is a turtle, and Dill Prickle, who is a hedgehog, and Mr. Paws, who's a very good dog." He says, "Hello of you. We are getting married so we can hop together forever." And they all cheered hooray, because that is what supportive animals say. "Well, wait," said a very scary voice. "You can't get married." They looked around and they saw that very scary voice was coming from this stink bug. Let me tell you about the stink bug. The stink bug was in charge. He was important. None of the other animals could quite work out why he was in charge or how he was important, but he was, and that meant he made the rules. That meant all the animals listened to him, even though, and this is true, he's very stinky. "Well, boy bunnies don't marry boy bunnies," said the stink bug. "Boy bunnies have to marry girl bunnies." "But this is the bunny I love," said Wesley. "And this is the bunny I love," said Marlon Bundo. Just being next to Wesley made him a little bit braver. "Well, too bad," said the stink bug. "I'm the stinkiest and I'm important. I'm the stinkiest and I'm in charge. Boy bunnies marry girl bunnies. Girl bunnies marry boy bunnies. This is the way it's always been. And you are different, and different is bad." Can we give him a big thumbs down? Boo. Get back in there. Solve our unemployment. The other animals whispered nervously amongst themselves. Pumpernickel, who is a badger, came forward. He says, "I am different too," he said. "I eat my sandwich's crust first." "I'm different too," said Dill Prickle, who is a hedgehog. "I read the ends of books before I read the beginning to make sure they're not too sad." "I'm different too," said Mr. Paws, who is a very good dog. "Sometimes I sniff butts and I don't know why." "Well, everyone is different, and different is not bad," said Scooter, who is a turtle. "Different is special." "Well, wait," said Mr. Paws, who's a very good dog and also a very smart dog. "Wait a minute. We get to decide who is in charge. We get to decide who is important because we can do what? We can vote. And on this very special day, all the animals voted on who they wanted to have in charge, and they voted not the stink bug. Let's give them some snaps. Hooray, said Marlon, Bundo, and hooray, said Wesley. Hooray, said all of their friends, because that is what supportive friends say. Who gave the stink bug a vote? Probably the stink bug. Well, the stink bug boomed in with his voice and said, boy bunnies can't marry boy bunnies. And the animals got together and they said, you are not in charge. And we can't wait to say that in November. Well, Wesley and Marlon got married. They had two handsome groom otters named Muffins and Cubby and a flower mouse named Hiccup. They ate and drank and danced the hokey pokey. Dill Prickle was especially good. And the ceremony was performed by a cat named Pajama who brought her wife as a date. After, they drank and danced and went home together. We have to get some sleep, Marlon. Tomorrow we leave on our bunny moon. Because it doesn't matter if you love a girl bunny or a boy bunny, or eat your sandwich backwards or forwards. Stink bugs are temporary, and love is forever. The end. Did you guys enjoy these stories? I want to tell you the stories we did really quick before I have to go. And it is, first one was called Red, a Crayon Story. We had A is for Awesome, 23 iconic women that changed the world. The hips on the drag queen go swish, swish, swish. A day in the life of Marlon Bundo. And if you have time and you want to look, Miss Brittany Lynn wrote a story especially for Drag Queen Story Time, and it's available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, or you can message me on my page, Philly's Drag Queen Brittany Lynn, and it's called The Adventures of Miss Kitty Popcorn and Cheese. And it is about a young witch that goes to witch school and doesn't fit in because she's not like other girls. She likes to dress like a boy and do boy things. And she has this very special best friend that's a cat, and the cat has a best friend that's a mouse, and they help her through her semester at witch school. Again, it's called The Adventures of Miss Kitty Popcorn and Cheese. I am Philly's Drag Queen Brittany Lynn. I run the Drag Queen Storytime page on Facebook. If you look at the page, you'll see this. I really want to thank 48 Blocks AC. I really want to thank the Atlantic City Arts Foundation. I really want to thank Stockton University and all of those behind the scenes that make this week of art for 48 Blocks possible. And you guys know who you are behind the scenes. My name is Brittany Lynn. I'll see you guys soon. Check out the Drag Queen Storytime book on Facebook. Thank you so, so, so much, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Mwah.